22 araw nang nagbabakbakan ang mga tropa ng gobyerno at teroristang grupong Maute sa Marawi City. Sa gitna ng digmaan, 10 pulis at sibilyan nang nakalabas mula sa conflict zone.
Kwento nila, wala na silang makain at balot sila ng takot pero hindi sila nang iwan. Walang iwanan, ika nga. Magkakaiba man ang kanilang reliyon. Mula sa Marawi, nakatutok live si Emil Sumang. Emil.
Mike Mel, sa gitna ng bakbakan sa pagitan ng militar at Maute Group, ilan sa ating mga kababayang naipit sa conflict zone. Ang matagumpay na nakaligtas, bit-bit ang mga pambihirang kwento ng karanasan at kabayanihan. Ganito kumbirihin ng mga fire support vehicle ng Philippine Army at Marines ang posisyon ng Maute Group. Napupulbos ang bawat istrukturang kanilang dinatamaan. Dito raw napapaatras ang Maute, lalo kung sasabayan pa ng airstrike ng Philippine Air Force. Sa gitna ng matinding bakbakan, 5 pulis ang nakalabas ng buhay mula sa conflict zone. Matapos maipit doon ng halos 20 araw. Kasama nila ang 5 karpinterong ito na hindi nila iniwan sa kabila ng panganib.
Kahit naputukan, takbo lang kami nagtakbo. Tapos hindi naman makaya kay sobra dami ba. Nagtalon kami sa ni division o subdivision. Taas para lang makasip.
Kumakain kami, minsan asukal lang yung ulam namin.
Asin.
Minsan wala.
Straight 5 days.
Pero awan nandiyan sa kasurvive pa rin.
Ayon sa mga nakaligtas na pulis, pinaligiran na ng Maute ang pinagtataguan nilang bahay.
Pag magpasok kayo, baril kayo. Pinutukan na kami. Atras kagad na.
Paano kayo nakaligtas? Doon pa na lamang?
Doon may baril na kami doon sa doon.
Nakita pa namin minsan na idinaan nila yung Hilux na itim. Karga-karga 50 caliber na machine gun.
Nang bombahin kahapon ang kuta ng kalaban na halos nasa tabi lang ng kanilang pinagtataguan. Napaatras daw ang Maute at dito na sila nakakuha ng tiempo na makalabas ng bahay para tumakas.
Pag bumabagsak yung bomba galing sa aeroplano, ano ginagawa nyo?
Dumapa. Akala namin matamaan kami. Yung bahay namin na parang lumilindol.
Nakita po kayong mga bata, mga 10 taon, 12 anyos.
Meron. Bit-bit ng mga granada.
Nagpalipas daw sila ng magdamag sa talahiban at bago pumutok ang liwanag kanina, sabay-sabay silang tumakbo hanggang makarating sa tulay ng Banggulo at makaakyat sa command post ng Joint Task Force Marawi.
Sabi namin, Allahu Akbar, binaril kami. Iniisip ko, hindi na yung sugat ko, iniisip ko yung mga anak-anak ko.
Nagpasalamat ang mga karpintero na pawang mga Kristiyano sa mga pulis na puro naman mga Moro. Iba man daw ang relihiyon, hindi sila iniwan ng mga kapatid nating Muslim sa gitna ng peligro.
Kailangan namin makasurvive para sa kanila eh. Kasi pwede naman kaming lumabas, kunwari ko kasi mga Muslim kami, pwede naman kami gol. Pero naisip ko pag itong iniwanan, kawas na, hindi mo na magtita na pananaw yan. Alam ko papatay sila. Yeah.
3 pang sibilyan na nakaligtas sa conflict zone.
Nagsuot raw sila ng itim. So they pretended to be members of the Maute Group, hoping na kung may makita sila, hindi sila mapagkamalan.
Pero ayon sa AFP at PNP, iimbestigahan daw nila kung wala talagang kaugnayan ng 3 sa Maute Group. Isa sa ilalim muna sa debriefing ang mga nakaligtas na sibilyan at pulis bago sila ihatid sa kanilang mga mahal sa buhay. Mike.
Maraming salamat, Emil Sumangil.
Buwan ng Abril pa raw nang matanggap ng gobyerno ang intel report tungkol sa planong pag-atake ng Maute Group sa Marawi. Kaya ang tanong ni Senator Panfilo Lacson, bakit hindi nito napigilan ang pag-atake ng mga terorista? Nakatutok si Tina, Pangaliban Senior.
Sa mismong komento ng Solicitor General para depensahan ang deklarasyon ng martial law sa Mindanao, sinabi nitong April 18 pa nila natanggap ang report na balak ni Abdullah Maute at kanya mga tauhan na magsagawa ng pambobomba, carnapping at pagpatay sa mga sundalo at pulis. At May 18, 5 araw bago ang pag-atake ng Maute sa Marawi, nakatanggap na ng impormasyong balak ng bandidong grupo na sakupin ang Kapitolyo ng Lanao del Sur at itaas ang watawat ng ISIS. Kung ganun daw, tanong ni Senador Panfilo Lacson, bakit hindi napigilan ng gobyerno ang pag-atake? Ang pahayag ng Solicitor General, naglabas lang daw ng mas maraming tanong. partikular sa competence o kakayahan ng pamahalaan. Sabi ng palasyo, napigil ng intel na yan ang mas malawak na pinsalang pwedeng nagawa ng teroristang grupo. Balak daw kasi ng Maute na sunugin ang buong Marawi at umatake sa iba't ibang lugar sa Mindanao.
Yes, there were intel, but it was something that had to be vetted and to be authorized properly. Thank you. Next.
So, sir, wait. Sorry. Are you saying that the situation could be worse?
Apparently, but were it not for the early and decisive action of the military, then it could have been worse.
Nang sumalakay sa Marawi ang Maute noong May 23, nasa Russia si Pangulong Duterte, kasama ang Defense Secretary, AFP Chief of Staff, National Security Advisor at PNP Chief. Giit ng palasyo, kahit nasa ibang bansa ang mga naturang opisyal, nakabantay sila noon sa nangyayari sa Marawi.
They were all on top of the situation. They were actually monitoring everything.
Had we known na yung timing ngayon is the timing for their attack, siguro hindi kami sasama. Hindi namin alam na yun talagang time nila, but we know na mayroong impending na gano'n. Pero hindi namin alam kung when as to the exact time, specific time, hindi namin alam.
Mula nang magkabakbakan sa Marawi, kaliwat kanan ang biyahe ng Pangulo sa Mindanao. Noong linggo, kinumusta ng Pangulo ang mga sugatang sundalo sa Cagayan de Oro. Kinagabihan, nasa Villamor Air Base para salubungin ang mga sundalo ng Philippine Marines na namatay sa bakbakan noong Biyernes. Pero hindi dumalo kahapon ang Pangulo sa nakagawiang Independence Day celebration sa Luneta. Kinansela rin niya ang taunang van dinner tuwing Independence Day. At mula kahapon hanggang ngayon, di pa nagpapakita ang Pangulong Duterte. Pagod daw ito, sabi ng tagapagsalita ng palasyo.
The President is actually in excellent health, except for the fact that his schedules have been brutal. He would have wanted to be at the symbolic raising and honoring of the dead. However, the fact is he was already doing it for the rest of the week. So I think we need to allow him a few rest.
Tina Panganiban Perez, Nakatutok, 24 Oras.
Ililibing sa libingan ng mga bayani si First Lieutenant John Frederick Sibilyan, ang sundalong namuno sa pagkakadiskubre ng milyong-milyong halaga ng pera at tseke sa lugar ng mga Maute. Isang bayani kung ituring ng kanyang magulang si Sibilyan dahil ibinuwis nito ang kanyang buhay para sa kapayapaan sa Marawi. Si Kenneth Pasyente sa detalye.
Nananatili pa ring nakalagak sa loob ng headquarters ng Philippine Marines ang labi ng 3 sundalo na kabilang sa 13 nasawi sa bakbakan sa Marawi City. Sila ay sina First Lieutenant Raymond Abad, Private First Class Marvin Russell Gomez at First Lieutenant John Frederick Sibilyan. Sa Sabado, ililibing sa libingan ng mga bayani si Sibilyan, ang sundalong namuno sa tropa na nakadiskubre ng mahigit 70 milyong piso sa pinagkubkuban ng Maute Group. Ayon sa magulang ni Sibilyan, wala silang pagsisisi sa pagpayag sa kanilang anak na pasukin ng militar dahil nagsilbing bayani ito sa pakikipaglaban para sa kapayapaan sa Mindanao.
Wala kami pagsisisi na pumasok sa Philippine Marines. Kasi mula nang pumasok siya ng Philippine Marines, nag-graduate siya at nai-deploy siya sa Palembang. Ang kanyang first assignment as a military, in-offer na namin siya sa Panginoon. Binigay na namin siya sa Panginoon. Ang lagi namin dasal sa Panginoon, kung anong gusto mo, ikaw lang bahala.
Naglabas din ang kanyang ina ng sama ng loob sa Maute Group.
Mother's feeling, galit ako siyempre. Yung pakiramdam na sinaktan nila yung anak ko. Kasi yung anak ko, precious yan eh. Hindi ko nga yung mapadapo sa lamok, no? Sa langaw. Tapos sinaktan, pinatay.
Sa Linggo ng umaga, inaasahang dadalhin ang mga labi ni First Lieutenant John Frederick Sibilyan at First Lieutenant Raymond Abad sa libingan ng mga bayani. Inabutan naman ng PTV News Team ang labi ni Private First Class Henner Tinangad sakay ng 6x6 truck ng Army. Dadalhin na ang mga labi nito sa Mountain Province at nakatakdang ilibing doon sa Linggo. Ayon sa kapatid nito na si Novelin, sana ay tumigil na ang Maute Group sa panggugulo sa Mindanao.
Hindi matatapos ang buwan na to. Tapos na po sana yung gulo doon. Para po wala nang mamamatay pa.
Para sa Bayan, Kenneth Pasyente.
Hindi lang buhay ang nawawala sa pagpapatuloy ng bakbakan sa Marawi City, kundi pati mga pangarap. Simula kahapon inilagay sa half-mast ang mga watawat ng Pilipinas sa mga kampo ng militar at tanggapan ng gobyerno bilang simbolo ng respeto at pagluluksa sa mga nagbuwis ng buhay. Makibalita tayo kay Trisha Zafra.
Naka-half-mast ngayon ang mga watawat sa mga kampo ng militar at mga tanggapan ng gobyerno. Simbolo ito ng respeto at pagluluksa para sa mga sundalo at sibilyang nasawi sa bakbakan sa Marawi City. Hindi lang buhay ang nawala sa pagsasakripisyo ng ating mga sundalo at pulis para sa kapayapaan, kundi pati mga pangarap. Ang 29 anyos na si First Lieutenant John Frederick Sibilyan, hindi na matutupad ang plano niyang pakasalan sa susunod na taon ang kasintahang Marines din. Si Sibilyan ang namuno sa team na nakarecover ng halos 80 milyong pisong halaga ng salapi at tseke mula sa isang pinagkutaan ng Maute.
Sobrang proud sila mama with what he has done. The fact na nakuha nila yung pera and every single cent was returned to and was surrendered. Sobrang proud sila mama.
Si Private First Class Eddie Cardona Jr. naman naputol na ang mga pangarap na iahon sa kahirapan ang mga magulang.
Tapang siya. Mabait siya. Nak, bilib ako sa'yo, nak.
Mahirap din para sa mga naiwang pamilya ang sakit ng pangungulila.
Mahirap din naman po mawala ng anak. Mahirap po. Wala pong kapalit yung anak ko. Mabait na bata. Masunulin na anak.
7 taong nasa serbisyo si Corporal Jobert Cofino. Siya ang tumutulong sa kanyang ina at amang putol na ang paa. Kasama sina Sibilyan, Cardona at Cofino sa 13 nasawi sa bakbakan nitong nakaraang Biyernes. Napatay naman noong June 6 ang 30 anyos na si Corporal Raymond Paracuellas, isang trained demolitionist at rope master. Pinuntirya raw siya ng mga kalaban habang nagpapasabog si Paracuellas ng mga pader at iba pang istruktura sa Marawi para makagawa ng daan at mabilis na mapasok ang kuta ng mga terorista.
Pagkasalubay sa mga tao yan. Sana maubos na silang lahat.
Para sa naulila niyang misis, maaalala niya si Raymond bilang mapagmahal na asawa at ama sa 1 taong gulang nilang anak na nasa ospital dahil sa sakit sa bato at puso. Nasa loob ng ataol ng sundalo ang abo ng kanyang bunsong nawala habang nasa sinapupunan ng asawa nitong Marso. Naiuwi naman na sa kanilang probinsya ang labi ng iba pang nasabing sundalo, kabilang na sina Private Bernie John Belen at Corporal Roland Hernandez Sumagpang. Patuloy namang nagpapagaling sa mga ospital ang mga sundalong nasugatan sa bakbakan. Nais daw sana ng gobyerno na ilagay sa mas maayos na ospital ang mga nasaktang sundalo. Ayon kay Foreign Affairs Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano na personal ding nag-abot ng tulong, inaasikaso na raw ito. Trisha Zafra, GMA News.
Philippines tonight. Harrowing stories of trapped civilians and policemen and their flight to freedom as the crisis in Marawi enters its 3rd week. Tourism officials defend their new ad campaign after some netizens spot similarities with a South African commercial. And the Golden State Warriors slay the Cavaliers to reclaim the NBA title. Good evening, I'm Mitzi Borromeo. 3 weeks into the crisis, the military now in close-quarter battle against terrorists in parts of Marawi. Malacanang admits the situation on the ground remains complicated. For civilians caught in the crossfire, their chances of getting rescued get slimmer by the day. Here's our senior correspondent David Santos with that story.
These men are so glad to get out of the battle zone alive. 18 people, mostly Christian workers, trapped inside a 3-story building inside the war zone. Their Maranao employers stocked up on food in observance of Ramadan, so they did not go hungry.
Yung boss namin, bumili sila ng bigas. Tapos, pag dumating yung gira, ito yung kinain namin.
Yung 3 sardinas, inatin namin yun sa itin. Kaming itin lahat ang kakain dyan.
Like many others before them, these survivors say their Maranao employer kept them safe throughout their ordeal.
Ay, natakot yung boss namin na ilabas kami kasi Christian. Pag nalaman kami na Christian, patay agad. Kaya tinago na lang kami.
In hiding for days, they made sure they did not give any sign of life. No noise, no light coming from their building. But the militants eventually came, barging in.
Giniba yung gate. Nalaman rin nila na maraming tao doon. Kasi nagtalunan na sila.
Mga Christian to kasi may alaga silang aso. Sabi nila, kung hindi to mga sundalo, civilian na Christian. Yun, pinasok nila.
As they scampered, the militants began shooting at them. 2 of them took shelter in a water tank, staying there for 12 hours. Others jumped into the river. Of the 18, only 5 have been rescued.
Yung 5 patay talaga. Yung 7, hindi namin alam o buhay pa o hindi.
The military says about 200 to 500 civilians are still trapped inside the battlefield, terrified but unable to flee. Their chances of surviving getting slimmer by the day. Aside from taking a possible hit in the firefight, they could be taken as hostages and made as human shields.
Ginagamit sila bilang utusan, tagaluto, tagabuhat ng mga bala nila.
The latest reported civilian deaths, 26, and there are fears the number could go higher.
Because they don't have any option, no alternative. Either they die inside the house or they die trying to get out.
Until the smoke clears, there's no saying how many will survive or face death in the hands of the terrorists. In Marawi City, David Santos, CNN Philippines.
Malacanang says it had prior knowledge of Maute's plan to take over Marawi. Presidential spokesman Ernesto Abella says concerned officials acted on the information that preempted what could have been a worse situation.
They knew that there were activities on the ground, and I can only say that so far. The early action of the military and the government has actually preempted their plans to be able to capture the city. So we need to credit that. Yes, there were intel, but it was something that had to be vetted and to be authorized properly.
Abella explained why all top security officials still joined President Duterte's trip to Russia despite the threat.
They were all on top of the situation. They were actually monitoring everything, So on the other hand, let's also give them credit that actually the actual action on the ground actually preempted the plans.
The battle to free Marawi from the hands of terrorists drags on, and the army is not taking the fight alone. Today, it launched hashtag Ogop Marawi. Ogop is Maranao for help. The army, along with its partners, asked others to help their comrades and the displaced families. There are 3 programs under this project. First, relief operations to help the tens of thousands of displaced families. Another is Project Shoebox, which will give basic school supplies to about 50,000 children. And third, a program called Bayanihan para sa Bayani ng Bayan. This will give soldiers in Marawi a shoebox with a shirt, 2 pairs of socks, a personal hygiene kit, and a letter.
Help us win the fight against terrorism. Help us protect our children better. Help us rebuild lives together.
This donation gives them hope. Hope that the children would have a chance at a normal life.
Far from the battlefield here in Manila, the Supreme Court begins hearing a consolidated petition against the martial law proclamation in Mindanao. The case stems from 3 petitions filed by 3 different groups last week. Petitioners want to nullify the proclamation issued by President Duterte that forced him to cut short his visit to Russia last month to address the crisis in Marawi. Our Anjo Alimario tells us what happened.
Have you been to Marawi City? Associate Justice Mariano del Castillo asked one of the petitioners challenging the proclamation of martial law in Mindanao.
So it would be really difficult to say that the situation there does not amount to rebellion. I mean, you have not been there. How can you dispute now the findings of the sufficiency of the factual basis for the declaration?
To question the issuance of proclamation number 216, the petitioners need not be in Marawi City before, during, and after the proclamation.
Lagman reasons out the situation in Marawi City and in any other parts of Mindanao do not qualify as rebellion, which is a constitutional basis to declare martial law.
The alleged quote-unquote siege of Marawi City is actually an armed resistance by the Maute group to shield Hapilon from capture, not to overrun Marawi and remove its allegiance from the Republic.
Human rights lawyer Marlon Manuel says while they do not intend to downplay the violence in Marawi and the sacrifices of government forces,
we assert, however,
that military might can be exercised without the imposition of martial law or the suspension of the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus.
Del Castillo further asks petitioners if they are worried that foreigners are assisting the Maute group in Marawi. Lagman says this is something to think about.
What about the flying of the ISIS flag over Maypakpak Hospital? Does that not concern you also?
It's a concern, Your Honor, but it is not indicative of rebellion.
Lagman points out acts of terrorism are not necessarily equivalent to actual rebellion.
No less than Justice Secretary Aguirre admitted that acts of terrorism do not automatically constitute rebellion.
The revised penal code states that rebellion is the act of removing allegiance to the government by rising and taking arms against it or depriving government to perform its role. The Human Security Act lists terrorism as an act of rebellion. Solicitor General Jose Calida, who will defend the proclamation of martial law in Mindanao, is confident of winning the case.
Ang dami naming depensa. Mas matindi ang depensa namin dito kasi yung depensa ng Maute.
He says rebellion is happening in Marawi.
Sino bang Pilipino hindi naniniwala na may rebellion ngayon?
Anjoli Mario, CNN Philippines.
Here are some top stories from around the world. Russian authorities detained government critic Alexei Navalny after he was found guilty of calling for unlawful protests. A spokesperson says the opposition leader was sentenced to 30 days of detention. His arrest followed a day of nationwide anti-corruption demonstrations in St. Petersburg and Moscow. Nearly 1,400 people were arrested Monday amid scuffles with police and reports of tear gas being used. NBA Hall of Famer Dennis Rodman is heading back to North Korea. CNN spotted Rodman at Beijing International Airport on his way to Pyongyang. He has visited the country at least 4 times before, but now he will arrive at a time of heightened tension between the U.S. and North Korea, which has detained 4 Americans. When asked if he planned to raise the issue with North Korean officials, Rodman said, quote, "That's not my purpose right now. My purpose is to go over there and try to see if I can keep bringing sports to North Korea." And the U.S. marked a year after the deadliest mass shooting on its soil. Hundreds gathered at Orlando's Pulse nightclub to pay their respects to the victims. 49 people were killed and more than 50 others wounded when gunman Omar Mateen opened fire in the popular gay club June 12th last year. He was later on killed by Orlando police. The gathering was just one of several events in Orlando and across the country to honor the victims. Landmarks in Orlando lit up in rainbow colors to commemorate the event. The new tourism ad of the government is causing quite a stir online for having a striking resemblance to a 2014 South African campaign. Find out what tourism officials and the advertising agency behind it have to say about the issue. And on day 2 of free Wi-Fi service in parts of EDSA, we look into whether it still delivers high-speed internet connection. Those and more stories when CNN Philippines returns. Good evening to those of you joining us on Facebook Live. Coming up for you in the next segment of the newsroom, amidst the death and destruction in Marawi City, there are heartwarming stories also surfacing, and our George Cahiles joins us to bring you some of those stories. Also, Joyce Ilas joins us to tell us the story of how a family is remembering their son, brother, on his birthday. He would have been 32 years old yesterday. We will also be bringing you some business news. We'd like to greet those of you who have been saying hello on Facebook Live. Joberth Las Piñas Estanislao, Makoy Lustre, Endid Zientes, Bailon Peroy, Mers Titulin, and Yan Ancho. Thank you for your greetings. Also, Klaus Ariola is watching from Singapore, and Angela Juliana Cubrado Licanto says hello from the United Arab Emirates, and Floro Roy Kamongay Gyangan watching from Doha, Qatar. Stay with us until the end of the show. You're back in the newsroom on CNN Philippines. Our top story tonight, the crisis in Marawi now on its 3rd week. Dozens of government troops killed in clashes, hundreds on the side of terrorists, while thousands of civilians are forced out of the war-torn city. But beyond the death and destruction are stories of hope and survival. Our George Cahiles takes us to ground zero.
Kasi pwede naman kaming lumabas, kunwari ko kasi mga Muslim kami, pwede naman kaming gawin. Pero naisip ko pag ito iniwanan, kawawa sila, hindi naman magtita ng pananaw yan. Alam ko papatay sila.
PO1 Lumna Lidasan bursts into tears As he recalls the day, he and 4 other Maranao policemen decided to stay inside the war zone for 22 days. They wanted to protect the 5 Christian workers they were with. While in hiding, they witnessed it all. He shares photos they took from the conflict zone, harrowing images of burning houses and buildings in Barangay Moncado, Kadingilan.
Ultimo, pag kumakain kami madaling araw, bigla na lang puputukan na kami. Kumakain kami, takbuhan naman kami kasi sa sunod nun, bubumbahan na sila.
While they were trapped, they managed to communicate with other policemen and rescuers by saving the battery of a mobile phone. Monday afternoon, they decided to flee. While running for their lives, they say Maute members fired at them, hitting one of the civilians in his leg. They stayed overnight in a house and ran again the next morning until they reached Bangolo Bridge, where authorities were on standby.
Mahirap kasi baka pati kabilang tropa, putukan kami. Kaya naisipan namin umaga na lang. So, yun na, more or less 5 to 6. Kaya lumabas na kami, tumakbo na kami.
Nangingilig ako sa takot kasi dami bumabaril sa amin. Mahadaanan namin, puro mga napulog. Tumalon kami ng sobrang taas para lang mabuhay.
It was a tearful reunion with hugs and kisses from their families and colleagues when they arrived at the Lanao del Sur Provincial Police Headquarters Tuesday afternoon. Jamera Wahab was not able to contain her happiness when she saw her husband, PO1 Ibrahim Wahab. Jamera says their 4-year-old son Almahid had been asking about his father. She had to lie to the boy, but eventually, Jamera says their son figured out where his father was.
Pag sa bahay, tinatanong niya, sana si ama, bakit hindi pa siya umuwi? So, in-explain ko na lang sa kanya na, yung tate mo nasa duty. Pero once nakanood kami ng news, nakita niya yung barilan, yung mga bomba. So, siya na yung nagsabi na, nandyan si ama ko nagabarilan.
The 5 policemen are thankful they're alive, along with the 5 civilians they protected. Now that they're safe, they will cherish time spent with their loved ones as they prepare to return to the service, as fighting in Marawi has yet to come to an end.
George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
First Lieutenant Raymond Abad would have turned 32 yesterday, but unfortunately, he was among the Marines killed in Marawi. In this report, Joyce Ilas tells us how Abad's family remembered him on his birthday just days after his death.
A mother's son bleeds for the death of her son. First Lieutenant Raymond Abad was among the 13 soldiers killed in Marawi on June 9. His mom, Vicky, recalls her last conversation with Raymond, who assured her of his safety.
Habang nag-uusap kami, narinig ko yung putok. Sabi niya, malapit ko yan dito sa amin, mga 100 meters lang. Sabi ko, ingat ka dyan, ingat ka, sabi niya. Automatic yan, palagi, sabi niya, palagi yan.
But 2 days after, Raymond was killed in the firefight. Vicky still finds it difficult to accept that her son is gone.
Sakit na sa akin na nangyari.
She would never forget how her son cared for her and the family.
Yung sinasabi niya sa akin, yung tawag niya na mahal niya ako, huwag ko pabayaan sarili ko, huwag ako magpagod. Maalalahin na anak talaga yun si Raymond.
Vicky says Raymond dreamed of becoming a Marine like his father. The father and son share the same birthday. Raymond would have turned 32 last Monday.
Gusto man ng papa niya makasama siya sa birthday. Kasi tuwing birthday talaga yan naghahanda, talaga yan sila. Kahit wala siya. Pag magpadala yan siya pera sa papa niya, sabi niya pa, magpadala ako pera sa iyo. Sabi niya, kahit wala ako dyan, ituloy mo yung birthday natin.
On June 12, Vicky said the family still celebrated Raymond and his father's birthday in their hometown in Zamboanga City. They know it's what Raymond would have wanted. At the Acero Hall in Fort Bonifacio, Raymond's wife Leslie bought a cake for her husband. She stayed by his side all day and entertained friends and family who came to visit. It's the least she could do for her husband, a soldier who sacrificed his life for the country. Joyce Ilas, CNN Philippines.
soldier and a hero. Moving on, the tourism department faces criticism after its newest advertisement turned out similar to that of a South African campaign. And netizens were quick to comment. At IMJ Chua says he was initially impressed by the ad, but was disappointed upon finding out it was a copycat of South Africa's tourism campaign. Caesar Ryan Aquino, meanwhile, asks if we've run out of creative juices to produce a tourism advertisement. But there were also those who praised the ad, like Jing, who said that it tugs at one's heartstrings, and Alvin C., who liked the plot twist in the end. Amid criticism, tourism officials and the advertising agency who conceptualized the advertisement say it's not a case of plagiarism. Isabela Montano has the story.
Netizens are quick to point out a striking resemblance between the country's new tourism ad and the South African tourism campaign Reconsider South Africa, released years ahead. Both feature a blind character who takes the viewer on a journey of experiencing the beauty, warmth and generosity of their countries through their people and culture. Ad agency McCann World Group Philippines acknowledges the similarities, but says they never intended to copy others' creative work. McCann produced a new tourism campaign taglined "Experience the Philippines."
We take full responsibility as all ideas and storyboards presented were conceptualized by McCann World Group Philippines. We also underscore that there has never been any intention to copy others' creative work.
McCann's Nina Terol could not confirm whether the creative team was aware of the South African ad, saying they drew inspiration from a number of sources, and in particular, the real-life story of Japanese retiree M. Uchimura. Tourism Assistant Secretary Ricky Alegre says the use of a similar topic is not a crime if the execution is unique.
They're really creative executions to similarly situated stories, but have unique propositions.
But this is not the first time that the DOT has come under fire for supposed plagiarism. In 2010, the DOT was criticized for the tourism slogan and logo called Pilipinas Kay Ganda, whose graphics and font were identical to the Polish tourism logo, Polska. The agency behind it, Campaigns in Gray, said it was just a study erroneously released by the DOT. Then in 2012, ad agency BBDO Guerrero produced the now successful "It's More Fun in the Philippines" slogan. Then again, people pointed out that it was a ripoff of the 1951 Swiss tourism campaign, "It's More Fun in Switzerland." Coincidence or not, our tourism slogans have a track record of similarities with past campaigns of other countries. Isabela Montano, CNN Philippines.
San Miguel Corporation plans to build a new petrochemical refinery in the country worth 1 trillion pesos. On the sidelines of the diversified conglomerate stockholders meeting, President and Chief Operating Officer Ramon Ang says the facility will be somewhere in the south, but stopped short of disclosing the exact location. He adds the refinery will be a new company separate from the conglomerate's oil business, Petron. SMC may partner with 2 foreign groups for the project, and they have yet to reach a final agreement. Ang says groundbreaking for the new refinery will happen in 6 months, and it's scheduled to operate in 3.5 years.
Mas stable kasi ang petrochemical products. Ang pricing nila at margin, cracking margin is more stable and more profitable. And of course, malaki rito yung domestic consumption at napakalaki din ng export potential.
The 1,000-hectare project is San Miguel's biggest single investment this year. Telco giant PLDT is cutting costs to make up for its dropping profits, and one major move is to outsource its information technology operations. PLDT plans to outsource its back-office IT operations to IBM Business Services. The move could affect about 1,000 IT personnel, but PLDT President and CEO Manny Pangilinan says the company is in talks with IBM to absorb some of them. Pangilinan estimates the outsourcing could save PLDT a, quote, substantial 7 billion pesos over the next 5 years. There are other cost-cutting measures as well.
Travel, attendance to seminars, symposia, fora, etc., especially abroad. That's being cut. The non-essential entertainment, etc., etc. Hindi lang. So everybody, and we've had a salary increase, freeze on salary increases for the past year or two. No? So everybody is pitching in terms of helping out on the OPEX reduction.
PLDT saw its profits fall again in the first quarter of 2017 with a 26% annual decline to 5.3 billion pesos. Passengers of Philippine Airlines can expect a more comfortable flight with the launch of the reconfigured A330 aircraft with wider legroom and more amenities. The aircraft features 3 classes: economy, premium economy, and business. Each business and premium economy seat has a leg rest, calf rest, footrest, and coat hook. Meanwhile, passengers in the economy section can easily charge their gadgets through a USB port. All classes have touchscreen monitors where passengers can view a wide selection of media content. PAL's reconfigured aircraft will have its first flight on the Manila-Honolulu route this Thursday, June 15th. Free high-speed internet greeted EDSA commuters on Independence Day. But on its first full weekday in operation, can the service providers deliver? Our Claire Hao talked to commuters to find out.
When the government introduced free Wi-Fi in the MRT on June 12, Independence Day, internet speeds were soaring. But even the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, admitted speeds could slow once workers and students hit the road this week. We visited the MRT on the first full day of operation of the free Wi-Fi. It took some time to connect to the Globe and Smart network. It took even longer to get onto the government's Juan Connect network. But once in, the internet worked fine and didn't drop. And the speed? Globe and PLDT networks hit close to 80 megabits per second. And even Juan Connect registered at about 50 Mbps. The free Wi-Fi passes the speed test with flying colors. For commuters, a fast, steady, and free internet connection helps them stay online, even when they're on the go. Most of them log on so they can keep working while traveling.
Yun lang siguro yung magiging reason why I would want to have Wi-Fi in MRT station. So it's more on work talaga. Kasi minsan may nag-send ng email and then pinapapunta ako doon. So it's gonna benefit me a lot.
Halimbawa, mga documents na kailangang isend kung wala ka na sa office. Tapos pwede mo nang pwedeng isend dito kung nag-stop doon yung mga documents. So malaki yung matutulong niya.
But others questioned whether Wi-Fi was really useful in the MRT.
Hindi parang hindi na kasi nagmamadali ka na yun eh. Kailangan may habulin ka pang oras. Kunwari may meeting kang pupuntahan, sabay may kliyente kang naghihintay, kailangan makapunta ka kagad. Siguro yung mga nakatambay lang eh. Mga ganun, tambay lang. Tambay muna, internet lang saglit, papahinga lang. Mga ganun tao.
For the government though, the EDSA Wi-Fi project is a big step towards promoting a digital lifestyle in the country.
Introduce po natin ang concept of telecommuting. There are times when you need to work. There are times when you need to learn. But it does not necessarily follow that you have to go to your physical places of work or to school just to learn.
The DICT hopes that with telecommuting, people can do better and faster work online. At the same time, this may ease traffic on Metro Manila's main highway. Claire Yao, CNN Philippines.
In sports, the Warriors are back as kings of the hardcourt. We'll give you the highlights of their historic victory in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Plus, the queen of all media will soon film her comeback Hollywood film. The details after the break. Keep it here on CNN Philippines Newsroom. Hello to all of you joining us on Facebook Live. Coming up for you in the next segment, final segment of the newsroom, we have some stories related to Father's Day, including one from Pen Medina and another heartwarming story from the U.S. Now, we want to greet those of you who are saying hello on Facebook Live. Rowena Astrom says hello from Vienna, Austria. Sally Sasa Balaba is watching from Hong Kong, and Roland Pakingan Salud is watching from Singapore. We also have many reactions on the Supreme Court oral arguments on the petition to nullify the declaration of martial law. We're also seeing a lot of friends from Korea. Carmela Frances Romero, Annyeong haseyo from South Korea. She says Newsroom on CNN Philippines is one of her most missed programs and is glad that she can watch it on Facebook Live. Thanks for all your comments and letting us know where you're watching from. Join us again till the end of the show and see you tomorrow again. Welcome back. The Warriors were determined to go all the way and finish the championship series in Game 5 of the NBA Finals against the Cavs. The Cavs actually began strong in the first half. Deron Williams sends it to LeBron James, who slams it over Kevin Durant. LeBron finished with 41 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. But the Warriors were in it to win it. The Warriors send it back to Kevin Durant, who was red hot with 39 points. And the Warriors are once again kings of the NBA. The Warriors dethroned the Cavs in Game 5. Final score, 129-120. The Warriors win the championship series 4-1. Kevin Durant was named Finals MVP after leading the Warriors to their second NBA title in 3 years. Actress and TV host Kris Aquino is flying to Singapore to film her Hollywood movie. On Instagram, the queen of all media thanked Filipino fashion designers Michael Leyva and Michael Cinco for making her gowns for the project that she says are, quote, befitting a princess. Aquino also reveals shooting will begin this week. Yesterday, the actress told her followers on the photo sharing site that she signed a contract for the major Hollywood movie she will be part of. He's played many iconic roles on stage, television, and film for over 3 decades now. Just recently, veteran actor Pen Medina wowed audiences as one of the finalists in the search for the first Filipino colonel of U.S. fast food chain KFC. This week on Profiles, I talked to him about his favorite role of all time, being a father. You have kids from different mothers. How do you keep this modern family together?
I didn't do it at the same time. One at a time. My first kid, my daughter is now in the United States. We haven't met personally from my previous relationship before my marriage. Iba ang partner ko ngayon.
So what's your relationship like with the children?
They
followed in your footsteps. Obviously, you influenced them.
Yeah, I guess so. Kasi nagtataka ko even my yung girl ko, my only girl from my marriage. Ayaw niyan. And suddenly, eto ngayon, nag-artista.
What's the best thing about being a father?
Oh my God, raising up good kids with concern for other people in the world and the environment.
He also talks about his search for meaning. Get up close and personal with veteran actor Pen Medina on Profiles tomorrow night at 9:30, only here on CNN Philippines. And before we go, here's another touching story of a father's love that's making the rounds online. A teenager from Michigan, USA gets a surprise gift from his father, who died before his 16th birthday. He's Jonathan Crow, who's a big heavy metal fan. Crow has been wanting to have a Black Dean Razorback since he began taking guitar lessons. His sister shared this video of the birthday surprise online that now has more than 12.3 million views. Take a look at Crow's emotional reaction to his father's sentimental gift.
For your birthday. Yeah? Happy birthday, buddy.
That is priceless. And that's a newsroom for you this evening. I'm Mitzi Borromeo. Thank you for watching. Good night.